Meeple Nation Podcast, episode 580. Meeple Nation, May 2025 news.
Welcome, citizens, to Meeple Nation. Grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, warm up those dice, and join us at the game table as we discuss board games and the board gaming world. Each week, the hosts of Meeple Nation share their love for board games and the amazing memories that come from playing games with some very outstanding people. Let us now join our hosts in their natural habitat, the game table.
It's time for our monthly news episode. And it's actually not even monthly. It's one of our 10 news episodes of the year.
It's far from an exact science.
Yes.
But we're happy to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting. I always love talking about our news episodes. Actually, I kind of really don't like talking about our news episodes.
They can get expensive.
Yeah. I try to not. I'm really trying hard to just roll back and just let all the FOMO go.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard. Trying to play that shelf of shame. Doug, you've been doing that really good this year.
Trying. Spring is really busy, and I've hit a little bit of a wall, but I'm really trying.
Oh.
Like the effort is being made.
Oh, good. Well, you're doing better than I am. My major goal of playing 200 new games this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're almost halfway through the year. I am definitely not halfway through that 200 games. I think I'm at 67 currently.
That's not horrible.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're recording, and it's the end of May. So I guess halfway through would be the end of June.
Yeah.
So by the end of the June, because June is just so amazing. It is the June.
Okay.
I mean, it's the month when all the best people are born.
Yeah, it is my birthday. It's your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Sad.
Sorry, Doug.
I'm used to it. Thanks for noticing.
Thanks for noticing.
The sad thing about the shelf of shame that you all are talking about, I actually have a shelf of shame as well, with very few games on it, and I am not playing any of those. So,
yeah.
I mean, it would be really easy for me to get through the 3 or so games on my shelf of shame, but I don't have any hope that they're going to get touched.
Yeah. Well, I guess before we get too far, we should introduce ourselves. We are the hosts of Meeple Nation. I'm Nathan Howard.
I'm Dave Holliday.
And I'm Douglas Stewart.
Dave, we're happy to have you here.
Yeah.
It's good to be here.
Yeah. We're a camera short, but then we're an Andy short, so it worked out.
It happened to work out.
Yeah. So it was going to be a really awkward shot of Dave and I shoulder to shoulder. And then Andy didn't make it tonight, so Dave bounced onto the other side of the table, and it worked out.
It only would have been awkward if one of you had smelled bad.
Dave smelled amazing.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. See what I mean, Dave?
Yeah.
You're just checking that out right there. All right. We are the world's most Okayest podcast, and we have the world's most Okayest webpage. You can go to that webpage. You can find links to all of our old episodes. You can find links to our sidecast, the Salt Pod. And there's links to our bios. There's links to all of our socials. And you can always email us at meeplenation@gmail.com. And there is also a link to our Patreon page. Our patrons make all the magic happen on the podcast. And maybe sometimes they make too much magic happen, as I am quickly getting overwhelmed with trying to edit the videos. So I think we're going to maybe limit editing, doing the video podcast to maybe just the news episodes until either we can afford some more software so that we can pay for other people to have a license to the software, or if I figure out how to use AI more than I already am to make it better. AI is pretty amazing.
It is doing some cool stuff.
It is doing a lot of cool stuff, and I am relying on it quite a bit, and I'm relying on YouTube quite a bit to put our YouTube content out. So that's it's been a crash course, and some few minor bruises, but we're coming out okay. So it's a learning process. We appreciate those who have watched and watched at I don't want to call it nauseum, but it might be nauseous inducing. But if you're bored, you can stroll on over to YouTube, and there's most likely an audio version and a video version there.
At least a couple episodes.
Yeah. And then looking forward, this episode will be video, and for sure, the next news episode will be video.
It's a work in progress.
It is a work in progress.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah. And we do love and appreciate our patrons who have helped support this.
For sure.
And if you would like to see more video content, we could use some more patrons that would help promote that. And I don't know, maybe I don't want to ask for more patrons, because that is a lot more work. But
I would say a lot more responsibility there.
Yeah, but it is something that if we did have another license, it is something that we could. Here's live
from Nathan's phone. Andy's an update on Andy.
He is at Carson's graduation.
Oh,
which is totally okay. And
totally get that.
Let me tell him that is totally okay.
And while you take care of that, Nathan, I will just make a quick mention that the Meeple Nation is sponsored by Game Toppers LLC. We absolutely love that they are a sponsor of Meeple Nation. We love Berkey and we love their product. Please go check out GameToppersLLC.com. They really have some amazing products. You can convert any surface into an amazing and epic gaming surface. They've got incredible mats, industry-leading art on all those mats, 3 millimeters thick with a stitched edge. All their toppers are highest quality. You got like powder coated military grade aluminum. You can do all kinds of inlays. There's extra accessories, everything else. Please go do yourself a favor, at least checking them out. Go to the website. Go to GameToppersLLC.com and at least see what they have on offer. They really do have, I think, a whole lot that solves some unique problems for gamers who don't want to, drop a metric ton of cash on a nice table, which I've seen some of those tables. They're awesome. They have some really good stuff out there. But the nice thing about the Game Toppers is they are budget friendly. They're a great option. And once you get them on that table, you can hardly tell that you don't have an epic and amazing, one of those big wooden, handcrafted or whatever, because you're just sitting at this table and everything on it is perfect. And it's just oh man, who's the wealthy one around here who can afford it? And it's it's priced to sell.
Yeah, a couple of things.
Okay.
Berkey has actually reduced the price of some of his toppers.
Nice.
To help combat the cost of the tariff woes.
Yeah.
And he is also released, you can get prints. So if you wanted to hang some of these mats on your walls, there are prints that are available.
I love that.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
So you can order them you could order them and then it'd be great. And then you can sing that song someday. You hope your print will come.
Okay. Very nice. All right. Well, we've been over the website and the sponsor, and we addressed the issue with Andy.
Yeah.
It is definitely time for Highlight 30.
It definitely looks like it's Highlight 30.
Absolutely.
It's kind of... Go ahead.
No, you go.
And I feel bad talking about this highlight because I really wanted to praise Andy for getting this to the table again.
I mean, you still can. He just won't be here to hear it.
Yeah. Well, he'll have to tune in, preferably on YouTube. But we did get the chance to revisit Twilight Inscription. And I was super impressed how much Andy remembered of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
don't play a game for a while.
Yeah, I've played 1,000 different games. Not different. I've played 1,000 games since the last time I played Twilight Inscription. And I mean, once it's set out, yeah, I can go through and I know the motions. I had a few questions here and there. But Andy had to teach 2 new people.
Yeah. Yep.
And he was able to pull that out of the box. And with a few references to the rules, he was good to teach that game. And I was way impressed because Twilight Inscription is not Flip 7, right? It is a very complex Hadrian Wall level teach.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think it might even be more so than Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're both pretty up there.
Yeah. And it was amazing that he did that. And it's an amazing game.
Yeah, we all really like this. This is one that definitely hit for Meeple Nation. It hit for our group. And I think the 2 new players, that was Brad and You Have a Neighbor. I think that came
Another Andy.
Andy, that's right, who joined us. And I think they both really liked it too.
Yeah. And after that, I mean, we were trying to decide who was Andy the Lesser and who was Andy the Greater. And we decided after Andy was able to teach that Andy was the greater.
Yeah, I do.
And we just haven't played enough games with Andy Rockwood to say that he is the greater, the lesser. But he was a great guy, and glad to have him, and encouraged him to show up more often. So we'll see if he makes it back.
That's great. Yeah, I was really glad I was there because Twilight Inscription, it's a really great game, really fun, highly complex roll and write, but just a lot of fun. There's a lot of really interesting decisions to be made, and a lot of fun to be had, I think, playing that. Yeah. The only downside is just having to erase all those boards at the end. They've got those orange Cheeto grease pens, and you look like you got Cheeto fingers when you're done. Yeah. So, but it's a really good game. Yeah, I love that one. My highlight, more Arkham Horror, the living card game. I love Arkham. It's my favorite game, and I have been just playing a lot of it. I've actually been getting to some of the side scenarios that I hadn't played before. Fantasy Flight Games, man, there's so much praise, I think, to be heaped upon them for what they do with these LLCs or these they're LCGs. Yeah, they're card games. They do such a great job. I do think when it comes to these little side scenarios, and it's kind of the same with like Marvel Champions, I think it's a little bit the same with Lord of the Rings, even though I haven't played that as much. I think they struggle with those just a little bit more, kind of making them interesting. It seems like they have a hard time designing those outside of, more of a campaign structure, as one-off type scenarios. Yeah. And so, I've had an okay experience with some of them in the past, and I'm finally getting around to playing some of the ones that I haven't tried. And, one was a little disappointing. The other one was pretty good. I actually did now I'm embarrassed because I can't remember. It was the Carnival of Horrors I thought pretty good. And then I went back and tried Curse of the Root Guru, which was I think the very first one they came out with.
It was one of the very early ones. I've gone through that one. And
I remember when it first came out, I was like, oh, this is crazy. This is awesome. And I went back and tried it, and I was like, it's okay. So, but I've just been having a ton of fun getting through a lot more content for that. Me and the Deans are almost halfway through our Drowned City campaign. So been playing with them, and then I just wrapped up a Dunwich Legacy campaign, and I'm starting on Path to Carcosa. So great campaigns, great game, love it. Just playing more of it. It's awesome.
Excellent. Sounds awesome.
I still haven't ever gotten to play it. And at this point, I'm wondering if I should just make it one of those games. Make it one of those games where I'm just like, well, how long can I go now?
Without playing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you never dip into the pool, you'll never miss it.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. You mentioned FOMO earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a severe case.
Yes.
Many severe cases.
So what have you been playing lately, though?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Great.
The thing that I do remember, the thing that I do remember is that I have been playing, which is a change. So,
That's great.
Noodles and Beyonce have been up quite a bit. They're getting ready to move up here from
Oh,
Southern
that's
Utah.
great.
And
You'll actually have a grandkid in the state.
yeah.
Well, I guess they
Up
were still in
there.
the state. They were just
Right.
at the far end of the state.
Right. But yeah, he'll be 7 minutes from us instead of 4.5 hours from us. So it'll be nice.
Yeah.
And Beyonce loves to play every opportunity. And so he'll be chomping at the bit constantly. So I will be playing more, just with that alone. So,
Well, good.
I know we did get to play some Dominion, and that was fun. Dominion's always been a great game to me. It's one that I don't think I will ever tire of.
Yeah. Yep.
And so he and I and Richie got together one night to play while they were up here, and decided let's pull out some Dominion.
Well, good.
So when you play, do you do the we're just gonna take all of the randomizer cards, throw them together, and pull a bunch, or do you try to play the sets that are recommended?
Yeah, we just randomize it, but
I think those recommended sets are really good, I think.
they are.
Yeah, more than anything, they just help you avoid some stinkers. Because
Yeah,
when
right.
you just pull randomizers, like sometimes it's amazing, like sometimes it's really really good,
Oh yeah.
and other times it's just like, there's no synergies here. Do we
Yep.
do we want to just
Yeah.
randomize these?
Yeah.
And that's how it was the other night. We played 3 times. There wasn't any like super setups, but the last one was a stinker.
Yeah.
But it was still fun. We enjoyed it. Beyonce had played it once a long time ago, so it was somewhat
So it's kind of new
him.
to him.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing with the randomizer cards, Richie only has, I think, 3.
Oh,
He
that
has
makes
the
it
main
much
set,
easier.
Seaside, and Intrigue. I believe that's all he has. So
Okay. Okay.
it's a little easier to not get way out in the woods with combos that you're like, why on earth? Yeah.
I just have the base box and prosperity, and those two pair. Like almost everything in there pairs pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, it's when you have an Andy-sized collection where you've got everything plus a bunch of custom stuff you built yourself that you kind of wade into the deep waters there when it comes to the randomizers. But
yeah. So I have everything but the last, I think, 2 or 3 expansions. So
yeah, the last 2 or 3 that they keep saying is no, this one's the last.
this is the last
No,
one.
really, this one's the
doesn't-
last. Well, actually, we were lying, but this one is actually the last.
Yeah.
But actually, there's another one.
We decided we like money. And we know we have somewhat of a captive audience, so we just made some more.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that works.
All right. Well, it is time for our news. We're excited. We're excited for some new games that are coming out. We're excited for some new game announcements.
Yeah.
And I didn't look. I didn't add any crowdfunding. Looks like there is a couple of crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding was, in my personal opinion, crowdfunding was a little light. Like just stuff that would grab me personally. I do have to recognize some personal bias because I'm actually really falling out of love with the whole crowdfunding thing.
You're not alone there.
Not that I want to go down that rabbit hole right now, but like I've found myself very, very cooled on crowdfunding in general.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a whole lot that caught my eye. We can kind of cover some of those when we get there, but really excited about some of these new releases and new game announcements.
All right, let's hit some new game releases. What, Doug, I see yours is on the top of the list there. What are you excited about?
Yeah, I've got a few things here, but kind of piggybacking off my conversation about my love for FFG and the living card games and all that, I've been playing a ton of Marvel Champions lately too. Finished up one of the campaigns there, and I've been taking my Arkham break, right? Like I'm playing Arkham. I'll jump back into that eventually. But the Silk Hero Pack and the Black Panther, this is the Surrey version of Black Panther. So the original T'Challa version released in the core box
Right.
when the game first came out. So this is the Surrey. Shuri?
Sir,
So one of those.
I believe it's
Anyway, it's his sister as Black Panther, and so both of those hero packs have just hit the shelf. They're out in the wild. You can go get them now. So if you're a Marvel Champions fan, definitely don't sit on those. They actually both packs look pretty good, and it looks like they both do some kind of interesting things, especially with this new Shield campaign that's come out. It looks like there's kind of some synergies, especially with some of the neutral cards and that kind of thing. So this they both look really good, and I can't wait to get them played.
And you haven't started your spider
Not yet.
one?
No,
'Cause
I finished.
I would really like to get in on that.
Yeah, totally. Let's
Because you
do it.
talked about including silk in there,
Yeah, yep,
and I would really like to try that one.
for sure. Yeah, I actually think, given everyone's love for the web slingers, I think that campaign in particular would probably be a really fun one to play as a larger group.
Yeah.
So we will definitely have to do that. But
Sounds
both of those
great.
hero packs are out and in the wild. So go pick them up.
Excellent. Speaking of things that are out in the wild and worth picking up, Cyclades is out and available. Cyclades Legendary Edition.
That's a game that I have wondered often how you actually pronounce it. So
I'm
hear you
pretty
say
sure that is correct. I have pronounced it a variety of ways.
and all of them feel wrong.
And because it's Cyclades. It's how I spell it. Bicycle. It's Cyclades. It's
So I have heard if people around the internet are to be believed, when let's be honest, that is questionable.
on the internet.
Well, exactly. My point exactly.
Yeah.
I have most commonly heard to it as Cyclades.
Yes, I agree. Most commonly, and that doesn't mean it's right nor wrong. I don't know for sure.
Call it Cyclades if you want.
Yeah.
Cyclades sounds much better, I think.
I agree. Nathan, you have a couple of copies of this.
So I was gifted the original version with
That's right.
all the expansions,
Mhm.
and I read through the rules, and then we never got it played. So, and I was really hoping to play the original before this fulfilled, and I'm still a little bit wanting to play the original, but at this point, you got the new one. It's we're just gonna go with the new one
Yeah. Okay.
because
I like
it looks awesome.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like a lot of fun.
Yep. So I pulled the rules out. I moved them to my desk. Someday soon they will be put in the Firefly box and lost forever. But that currently I know where the rules are, and I have opened them. And then I usually close them so I can get back to editing the video.
So for those who may not be in the know on that particular reference or joke, Nathan has lost many a rule book into the Firefly big box.
the 10th anniversary edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had stuff out and you've been reading rules, and then somehow they all get shuffled in and thrown
Well,
in that
game
big
night
box.
happens. We scoop it all up
Yep.
and shove it to the side, and yep,
Nathan's
lost 3 or 4 rules
Yeah.
in the Firefly.
You've been looking for games for a long time until we got Firefly out, and then I was like, oh, there they are. There's all those rule books. That's awesome.
If it wasn't the first time it had happened, then I would be embarrassed, but it's just a fact of life, eh? I lose
so
rule books.
no shame.
Yeah.
Once, and it's embarrassing ad nauseum, and it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It's just Nathan being Nathan at that point.
I'm really excited about this Parks second edition. You guys heard about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is out now. And it kind of replaces. So there was Parks, and they had the 2 expansions. There was the Nightlife or something like that, and then Wildlife or something.
They're
off the
right
top of my
over
head,
here.
Yeah.
I could get up and look, but that would be a little awkward
Yeah,
too.
it might be a little awkward. It's all good. They had the base game and the 2 expansions. The second edition implements those expansions into just kind of the core game, while also kind of introducing some new stuff. And it also, they kind of did a whole pass it, completely revamping like iconography and sort of streamlined the experience with some slightly better components. At least with how you lay them out and stuff. Mine did come, and I opened it up and kind of got it sorted and taken care of. I don't know if the overall quality of it was quite as good as that first printing on some of the things.
Yeah.
But it still is a very, very nice copy and has all the wooden pieces for resources and the nice trays that insert and fit really well into the box. This is one thing they did do very well was the insert. There is a place for everything and it all fits.
That's great.
So there is that. And they do have some upgraded things like the canteens and some of that iconography's streamlined and a little more, makes a little more sense. So it's a little more better, as they might say. So anyway, yeah. I can't wait to actually sit down and play it because they have added a few little things like that you wouldn't get from the first edition, like some, not like a full expansion, but there's some little things that they've added. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it because my wife and I have loved Parks.
Yeah,
played it several times and haven't played it this year yet, but I need to dust that off and get that to the table. So
yeah, it's one I know Lydia will play with me, so I'm excited about that.
Excellent. Knitting Circle, for those who are a fan of Calico. There's
this was spiritual successor.
Yeah, it's not an expansion. It's it's a kind of a re-implementation of Calico, and so again, it's a pattern making, and instead of making a quilt, you're making an Afghan, maybe.
Sure.
Maybe some hot pads. I haven't looked at it too much to know for sure.
It says Knitting Circle, a Calico game.
Yeah.
So
similar.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's and that's what I really liked about Calico is the theme and the idea of Calico is very straightforward, very easy.
Yeah.
And then you start to play it and you're like, I totally did not plan my pattern. And I thought it was going to be really easy to put my pieces together, and it was not. And so they were all over the place. And so yeah, Knitting Circle looks like it's going to be worthwhile. Something I'll pick up. And actually, I know James is going to get it because his wife is.
She loves Calico, right?
She loves Calico. She loves cats. Yeah. She loves knitting. And James is on this trying to get this. He wants to do he's not going to teach Salcon Summer, but end of summer, he's wanting to do a full on crafting theme. All of his games are going to be crafting style games that he wants to teach.
Cool. I like that. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. He's pretty excited about it, and that's what matters most.
By the way, I am looking at pictures of this, and based on what I remember of the one time that I played Calico.
Oh, did you only play one?
This is definitely not just like Calico 2.0 or a re-implementation. It does look like a very unique game on its own.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just pulled up some pictures as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is knitting, not quilting.
Yep. Now, you're right. I did only play Calico once, and I liked it, but it wasn't like patchwork. You know, like my wife and I, we played patchwork. We've played it 100 times since, right? Calico was good, but it also actually surprisingly kind of more brain burny than like you're originally thinking. You're looking at the box and you're looking at the theme, and you're like, okay, like cute little whatever game, and then it kind of burns your brain, and you're like, where did that come from?
I think I've only played it once as well.
Oh, really?
I can't even be certain that I played it, but I'm pretty sure I have. And so I imagine only once.
It's a good game. My wife liked it, and my daughter, who's big into cats too, she really liked it. So,
Nice. Yeah. I am sad that Andy's not here, so I can't tease him about Simon reaching into his wallet and taking his money.
Yet again.
We're talking about new releases, something you can go pick up right now. They do have another Zombicide 2nd Edition expansion. This is Paris, or Paris.
Paris with a Z.
Paris with a Z.
Yes.
And, we tried to play, I think it was Rio Z Janeiro or whatever, that one. It was pretty good. I liked it. They've done some of these sort of city-themed expansions for Zombicide 2nd Edition, and what very little I've played of them, I really liked. Hopefully this is another really good one. And hopefully
he was just saying the last time we talked about it, though, I got it all.
I know. It's like, did you though?
Yeah, did you?
So hopefully this is one we'll get to play at Andy's house sometime in the future. I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it is too. Yeah. It's tough for Andy to not play Marvel Zombies, though. It's kind of funny. Ashley and Zach just picked up Marvel Zombies as well.
Nice.
And because they loved, Andy taught it to him a while back when we were down at Grey Knight Games, and so he's wanted to play it, and so he just got that. He's got the base game and the base of the X-Men. It's not Insurrection. It's whatever the base.
It's just the X. Yeah, it's Marvel. It's Marvel Zombies X-Men.
Yeah. So he's got both of those base sets, and he's anxious to play that. And he's like, we can play this.
Those are the two important ones that you need if you want to be able to play both sides.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to play as both the heroes and the zombie heroes, you need both of those sets to make that work, to have both of those experiences.
Yeah.
So I think that is wise.
Yep. So they're wanting to play that, and just wanted to play that with all of us. And I'm like, my wife's not going to play that. Cheryl's not going to play that. But yeah, no, that I love Zombicide. I think Zombicide's been phenomenal so far. So
yeah.
Another one, Santorini, which is 2-player game only. They did a re-implementation of that, vamped out that, and vamped. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Sure. Did I use it correctly?
Yeah.
Now that I said it, I can't pull it back, and I'm not quite sure I have the definition of vamped. I'm going to have to look that up in a second. But anyways, that's what I said. I can't take it back. Santorini, the new edition, the Pantheon edition.
Yeah.
Santorini is I think it's a great game.
I've never played it.
It's a real simple 2-player game where you're trying to manipulate your gods and to have them on the highest level. And so you can move your gods around, and you can try to block your opponents, and you can try to place a building so that they can't climb high enough. And but very quick, and I like it. And this new version looks pretty nice.
Yeah, the production value, I think, on the original was really nice, too. That's definitely one of those things that Santorini, I think, is kind of known for. It says here that Pantheon Edition includes all material from the Golden Fleece expansion, as well as every promo card and many new cards. So it's actually probably a pretty good place for a lot of people to start. It also says a lot of cards are revamped.
Oh, I used it correctly.
And rebalanced. So I think you nailed it, Nathan.
I nailed
you got it.
Yes. Look at me go. Another new 2-player game, Toy Battle. This is an interesting game. So essentially you got all your toys, and you're playing war. And you got your plastic soldiers, you got your rubber ducky, and you're just facing off and trying to acquire points by encroaching onto your opponent's side. And you want to put your higher value toys on top of theirs to be able to have dominance over their toys and be able to score points. If you can get 3 corners of a region, you can score the points that region will give you. And or you can you're supposed to be able to take over your opponent's base, but I haven't been able to do that successfully yet. But
yeah,
I've lost this game several times already. Jody and I have been playing it.
Have you been playing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Who's been beating you?
Jody's won. I haven't won any.
Wow.
I don't think the current one that we're playing, because this does have a BGA implementation as well, and the current one we're playing, I've lasted the longest, but I'm pretty sure he's still winning. But I'm trying hard.
So let me ask you this question. If you've had some experience playing this one, it reminds me a little bit of something like Tiny Turbo Cars. And you know how like Tiny Turbo Cars, not in the theme or gameplay, right?
Right.
Like, but just the whole idea that like, it's you're taking like childhood memories, right? Like Tiny Turbo Cars, it's the RC cars in the basement, and you're racing them around and creating crazy courses for them and all that, which is totally something I did as a kid. Like, does this give you some of those same nostalgia vibes? Like that whole, taking all your toys and playing war in the basement or something? Not really?
Not as much. And I was just actually looking, now they mentioned it, because a lot of the theme or the feel of the game reminds me of Tiny Turbo Cars. So I was going to look up who published Tiny Turbo Cars. And, but Tiny Turbo Cars just has something that it just works. No,
it has
that
some
was-
magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that they're different companies altogether. But
I wonder how much of that also with not feeling it with this game is that you're playing it online and not hard copy.
True
And
that.
I wonder if that makes a difference.
no, even the gameplay is. I mean, the gameplay is pretty simple. I have toys, and there's a path that I'm going to put them on, and I'm going to put them out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you compare. I mean, there's a different feel and a different element with Tiny Turbo Cars that you get, even with Thunder Road Vendetta.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
for
that-
sure. Yeah, definitely different.
I would put that category in. I'd put Tiny Turbo Cars and Thunder Road Vendetta in the same Easter basket any day of the week.
Okay. Yeah.
And Toy Story is not Toy Story.
Toy battle.
Toy
Toy
battles.
battles. Yes.
Toy battle.
It is a different feel altogether, but it is a fun little game where you are trying to, you are using your toys to battle it out and have that war. And I'm enjoying my plays of it, and looking forward to getting it to the table. It is a 2-player game, but it does play quick. So hopefully one of you guys can get a chance to play that with me. Both of you, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be fun eventually, right?
Yeah.
Well, one that was kind of hard for me to pass up when it hit crowdfunding, but I did because ultimately I don't think that it's really just my style of game, and that was Dragon Eclipse, because I really like Awaken Realms. I like pretty much everything they do. I know this has an insane production value. It looks like really good in terms of like art and all that kind of stuff, but it is like kind of like it's Awaken Realms kind of take on Pokemon is what I sort of understand.
Oh, really?
It's a 1 to 2 player battling kind of system is my understanding. I haven't done like a real deep dive into this, but it just didn't seem like it was going to be for me, and so I didn't back this one. But it is hitting shelves, so for those who might want a retail copy of Dragon Eclipse,
So is the retail
go pick it up.
version not going to have all this plastic, I'm sure.
I don't know what the differences are. I'm positive that there were some exclusives or things that won't be available after the fact. But I don't know. It does look really good. It says enter a magical world of mythological beasts and ancient dragons in Dragon Eclipse. The exciting new board game for 1 to 2 players. Uncover the secrets of the eclipse that changed everything and discover the dangerous and treacherous world that awaits you. Explore a vivid and immersive world filled with majestic and unique creatures you can battle, tame, catch, and train. So that's kind of the that's the Pokemon kind of thing there. Each creature has a unique deck of cards you can use in combat and special abilities, offering endless tactical possibilities to master. So yeah, to me that reads like again, I don't know how better to say it than just this is Awaken Realms version of Pokemon. And maybe I'll check this out. Now that it's out on retail, if they have a cheaper copy of it that I could pick up somewhere, or perhaps at like if we go to BGG-Con later this year and they've got a copy there, or if I can, maybe even SaltCon or something like that, it's one that I might try. But I think it falls into that category for me. That's definitely like the try before you buy kind of thing.
Well, it's going to be a tougher one to play at BGG if there's 3 of us.
Oh yeah, the whole 1 to 2 player thing, right? That's the other thing that is a big that's a really good point. So we'll see.
There's only going to be 3 at BGG.
Unless you're gone, you're working. You're a crazy working boy.
We want more to be there.
I don't know that I'll be able to be there. No, I'll still be in school too, so I won't be there this year.
Yeah.
But is Andy going?
No, just
He's
Doug,
not, okay.
Amberly, and myself.
Oh, Amberly. I forgot she's coming home in
October.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yep.
I was just wondering if Tenny was going as well. So.
Tenny never said anything.
Okay.
And I never said anything to Tenny.
It's
so
not
Tenny,
not
if you're listening,
too late.
It's not too late.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not too late. We're happy to go with whoever wants to go.
Yeah.
And then if you had 4, you could do 2 and 2.
That's right.
Is that how that works out?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, if you carry the 1.
And then do we have to do 2x2 hands of blue?
Yeah.
I don't know if this math is mathing.
Anyways,
I love the reference, Tony.
thank
Good
you.
job.
We'll see how many people online got it. If you got that reference, please email us at meeplenation@gmail.com and tell me how awesome you are.
Or if nothing else, just make a comment, right?
Yeah.
Below the video.
And don't look it up on the internet. Just if you know, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to move on? There's a couple more on this list. Do we want to talk about them?
The other two that were on our list are Critter Kitchens and Emerald Skull. Neither one games that I know very much about. So
Emerald Skull's sitting on the table over there.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm sure we'll be getting it to the table at some point.
that's from Thunderworks, and it kind of looks like a Thunderworks game just from its aesthetic. And then Critter Kitchen is one. Was this one Will was kind of saying was really good?
He was one to teach. It's one of the hot games at SaltCon Summer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get it to the table and we'll try it out sometime soon.
Yeah, that's great. Currently, it's sitting at just under 1,000 ratings on BGG, and has an 8.0. So yeah, I think a lot of people are really liking this game. Cool.
I see you've put Command and Colors at the end of this, but I thought it was a retake on Memoir 44.
It is. That's what Memoir 44 is.
Oh, is it? Is Memoir 44 Command and Colors? I didn't know that.
Oh boy, folks. Let me just make sure that that's right. I'm pretty sure, almost positive that is correct. But, using the popular Command and Color system, players take turns choosing. Yeah. So.
All right. Yeah.
Sure.
So this is Star Wars Battle of Hoth. So it's a Star Wars version of Memoir 44 or Command and Colors, apparently. Maybe, we've talked about Command and Colors in the past, and we've kind of like, oh, yeah, it's just another war game that maybe I should look into some Command and Color games, because a lot of those are pretty high rated.
Yeah, they are, for sure. They definitely are.
But this one, definitely high rated in my book.
You throw that Star Wars theme on something, and it just perks Nathan right up.
Yeah, it's my wife and I, we just finished Andor Season 2, which was amazing.
That's what I keep hearing.
It was amazing. I cannot sing that show's praises enough. The first 3 episodes of the new season, I was like, yeah, what are we watching? And then after that, it was like, oh, this show is amazing.
You say you can't sing it enough, but I haven't heard you sing it once.
The show was amazing.
Okay, thank you. Better.
But yeah, no, this is actually designed by Richard Borg, which did all the Memoir 44. I don't know if he did the Colors and Commander and Colors, whatever it is. But I'm pretty excited about this, and I hope this is something that they can go through, because you could do the Endor theme, you could do all sorts of themes.
Yeah, definitely you could.
And with the whole expanded Star Wars universe, there's a whole slew of things that they could dip their toes into that would allow me to dip my toes into.
Take Nathan's money. I have a sneaky suspicion this is going to do quite well for them.
I think so. There's a lot of excitement for it already.
And here's one of the things that I think they're doing really smart with this is that they're really laser focused down on that battle for Hoth, right? This isn't like The Empire Strikes Back, and you've got Battle for Hoth, and there's the Cloud City, and all these different like locations or whatever. This is specifically just zeroed right in on that, and we've kind of had this conversation before about how, I think how much that type of experience has to offer as you really sort of zero in on some of these more, specific battles or events that took place in the Star Wars universe, as opposed to some of the more like just larger general kind of things. So I think it's really smart, and this is one I really want to play. So I'll be playing your copy though. No sense buying 2.
Sure.
Because I know one person for sure that's going to pick it up.
You think?
Are you getting it, Dave?
Yeah, most likely.
Most likely.
Yeah. Add it to the.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I can just teeter right off of that. Teeter? Yeah, it's probably teeter falling off the edge.
Yeah.
There's a Risk G.I. Joe Special Missions. I do like the play on the name. I'm not sure this is going in my cart for sure, but Risk has never been one of my favorite games. I have a lot of bad memories of Risk.
I have a lot of memories that kind of go both ways with Risk, because it's
Yeah.
one of the games that I look at as what kept Dennis and just me and my other siblings kind of intrigued by the board game world, like without Risk there, I don't know if we would have paid really much attention at all. We didn't play it much anyway, but it was one of those games that we're like, okay, yeah, sure. But then I never really enjoyed playing it very much. So, but I like I said, I think it kind of steered us to where we are now.
Yeah, I mean, Risk definitely has an impact, and it has its presence in a lot of games that are currently out there today. But a lot of those games are better than Risk. And that's not to say, so like we played years ago, you probably played this too with us, Dave, Risk Godstorm. And it was a shorter version of Risk. I mean, it wasn't something that's going to last for days or hours and hours and hours. But it has kind of a set rounds on it that you're going to play through. And so it has a kind of built-in timer. And I do have interest in playing the Risk Legacy. I think that would be fun to give a try.
For sure.
I don't know if we'd complete it, but I would like to try it.
I'm the same way with Legacy games as you are with Star Wars games. Throw Legacy on it.
I'm the same way with Legacy games as you are with Legacy games. So. Yeah, so no, I think Risk G.I. Joe Special Mission, I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel very similar, I think, to it. The one thing, I'm just reading over it right here, and I will say, like, kind of interesting, because you can have 2 to 4 players that they're going to take on the role of just the 2 factions, right? G.I. Joe or Cobra. So this is G.I. Joe versus Cobra. They're not, like, intermixing third factions or anything like that in there. Some kind of team-based stuff perhaps going on, but it boasts 5 scenarios, right? So you are, so each game like kind of has a specific scenario or objective for each team, each faction, and then you're trying to score objective points as opposed to just like world domination. So it does seem like kind of a different take on the Risk thing.
So that's right, because I'm looking over my shoulder now that Renegade also did the G.I. Joe Axis and Allies, which I
feel the same way.
Opened and
put on the shelf.
Never
to be touched again.
That's like
wow.
That's ahead of so many games on your shelf right now.
Yeah,
really. I mean, you're not wrong about that at all, Dave.
Yeah, so I still need to get that to give that a try, but it's not happening today.
So I want to point out a new game that is being announced right there on the top of our list. 7 Wonders Dice.
This sounds pretty interesting. I mean, I love 7 Wonders Duel.
So, and I do too, actually. I was just going to say, so they made 7 Wonders. A lot of people bought it, loved it, made me play it.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. Made me play it. Yeah,
a familiar refrain.
And then they started making better versions of the game.
Yeah.
And so that has me excited, right? And then I love dice. I just love. I do. We get to throw dice.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, I love the. I mean, 7 Wonders Duel. Is that the most recent, or was Architects after that?
Well, you have Lord of the Rings. Duel for Middle Earth, which is the essentially 7 Wonders Duel
re-implemented. That's very similar. It does have some differences, but there's a lot very similar between the two.
Anyway, I just hope that it's if they keep getting better, or even if it's just on par, that'd be great.
Yeah. On par with 7 Wonders Duel.
Architects, right. I do believe though Architects was the most recent iteration of the 7 Wonders stuff, and I don't know how long ago it's been now, but I think it hasn't been too long ago. The Metals expansion for that came out.
Right, yeah. 23.
Yeah, so.
And so, and I actually haven't tried that yet. After you corrected me and told me that the box was the same.
You haven't been able to look at it.
I'm embarrassed to look at it.
Yeah. We know almost nothing about this dice version, though. There's some screenshots that have some stuff, but And it does look like there's some meat on the bone here for sure, but don't really know anything other than just what we see in a few screenshots.
Yeah, I mean, is it the few sentences that you can find talking about the game? Just, I mean, it sounds similar to Seven Wonders, and
with the Seven Wonders name, I wonder that's how that works out.
Oh my!
Yeah, mine just blown.
Dave's mind.
But then, yeah, you construct your city with dice. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't think you stack the dice, but I mean, but maybe you do, and that's cool too.
It's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Pogs?
Yeah.
Never
in the day?
Never really played it, but I flipped them a couple of times.
Okay, I was a big Pog player back in the day. It was a very fast passing fancy. It was one of those things where I collected it and got really heavy into it for all of about 10 minutes. Just enough to spend all of my lunch money on Pogs. And anyway, Dice Throne, the makers of Dice Throne, right? Those characters and everything, they're making what seems to be a Pog-ish version of that called Slam Throne.
Slam Throne.
Instead of Dice Throne, it's Slam Throne. And the explanation simply reads, stack, slam, repeat.
Stack, slam, repeat. Huh?
That's it.
Well, it's a 2-player game too. 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, okay. I could give this a shot.
For sure. Yep. The heroes of Dice Throne have entered the new arena, the Slam Throne. Use your hero Slammer to flip your opponent's caps, reducing their health to 0 in this dueling throwdown challenge. This is totally just Dice Throne and Pogs.
Yeah. Well, if anybody can pull it off.
Right? But that might really be very interesting for some people. This is probably going to be a pass for me, but
We'll try it at BGG.
See, there you go. Yes. I can definitely see how some people would be excited about this. So I do like Dice Throne. I like Dice Throne a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So it's a great game.
Yep. We'll have to see about that one.
Yep.
So we have our extra salt. Now it's time for some extra paper with our sea salt and paper.
It's time for some extra pepper.
Yeah, they actually call it pepper. And this, I mean, I love sea salt and paper. I think this is a great game. Mm-hmm. And I'm always excited for more content in this. It's going to make the game last a little bit longer, which is nice. And just add some much needed variety. And so I like that it's just a simple little booster.
Yep.
And just add a couple more cards. Doesn't get that box out of control. Although at this point, you got 2 boosters. That box is
with extra salt's already sticking up a little ways off of there. And now with this, it's going to be sticking up a little more. I might have to get a rubber band for that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about this, though. Each round, new cards add a new game condition. At the end of each round, this condition, bonus or malus, will be kept by the player with the highest or lowest score. So that sounds like they're, introducing a new mechanic too. So not just totally more of the same. There's a little more to think about, which I always enjoy, especially with little boosters like this, like you're saying, because if you don't like it, you're not out much and you can just take those cards right out. So pretty cool. For all of the Lorcana fans out there, this was a game that back in the day, when it first was announced, I really wanted to get into it, and I pre-ordered just a ton of stuff. Hundreds of dollars of stuff, because I was like, okay, this is the one I'm going to get into. This is the one, and every last scrap
allocated.
of it that I had pre-ordered got allocated, and none of it showed up. So I was like, okay, not for me. I decided to bag this one. I do see it played from time to time. I don't think it's been the total success that they kind of were hoping it would be, but it's definitely around, and they keep making more content for it, so good for them. But Lorcana Reign of Jafar has been announced. So if you're a Lorcana fan, definitely go and check that out. It's an Aladdin-themed pack, I guess.
Yeah, now I got Prince Ali stuck in my head.
I did too, right at the same time.
So another one that I am excited for, it kind of gives me the same vibe as Skyrise. And this
Okay,
is Grand Central Skyport. So in
Ah.
Grand Central Skyport, you want to efficiently operate your airship station and attract the most prestige tycoons to your city. During the game, you attract new airships to your skyport, and each airship has a color and an initial slotting movement. Try to maneuver your airships to group them by color so that they stack to score increasingly more points. Unfortunately, with each new ship entering your station, its movement will trigger the rearranging of previously placed airships. So ideally, you can race other Skyport owners around the central rondel to choose an incoming airship that is best for you. So there's some elements. I mean, when I say this reminds me of Skyrise, the game elements, the game board does not remind me of Skyrise, but just the theme reminds me of Skyrise, which does have me a little excited. We haven't played Skyrise for a while.
Yeah, we need to get that back out. This is a really good game.
I very much enjoyed Skyrise, and
Is that the one where you put the buildings on and the like bridges go across?
Mhm.
Okay.
yeah.
No. That's
No,
Cloud
that's
City.
Cloud City.
Yeah, Skyrise is the
Alright.
one that has the different platforms, and you're putting the buildings that have the different numbers on them. Then you are essentially using those to bid for certain spots. You put your buildings down. I can almost guarantee you played this one with us because I have a memory if you played it with us. This was the one.
Aw.
This was the one clear back in the day. You and I both talked about wanting to back, and then
Oh, yeah.
Nathan did it and we didn't.
Cool.
Let me bust out my app.
He's going to check it out on his app. All right. Well, you're looking that up.
Okay, you talk about something else.
Yeah, go.
So there's a game coming out called Anarchy or The Anarchy.
I'm way excited about this.
It
You're
looks-
going to make it so I can't look up my stats.
It looks really good. And there's a lot about this game that I like. I like a lot of the history things that people take and make into a game. So this is a game at the end of 1135 when the King of England, Henry I, dies. He doesn't have any male heirs. He has a daughter, and she thinks, well, I should succeed him, right? And made sense to her. But his nephew, Stephen de Blois,
What was that?
Stephen de Blois.
Steven Tobois.
Oh yeah, Nate, that's your cue. Stephen Dubois. There you go. Stephen Dubois was he stepped in and he took the throne and with the help of some other people. Anyhow, so it becomes this family battle basically for the throne. I don't like that the players are all like nobles that are loyal to King Stephen, because I think King Stephen should have been like, oh, go ahead, cuz, you know.
Go ahead, cuz.
Anyhow, you have 5 rounds where, you know, you're all basically vying for more of his favor, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, just looking at all the components for this game, there is a lot to it.
Hadrian's Wall, eat your heart out.
Yeah.
Here comes the anarchy.
So this is in the same feel as Hadrian's Wall.
Yep.
A lot of people are calling it like a sequel to
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it is.
You can see
it's-
why. It
Yeah.
uses
Oh, yeah.
the same, a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
It looks very similar.
Mm-hmm.
It does indeed, and I am very excited for this. And they have also released, Renegade Game has also released a whiteboard, or not a whiteboard, but a dry and erase board for both the Anarchy and Hadrian's Wall.
Nice.
Oh, very good. I like that.
Yeah, so I was going to laminate some copies of my Hadrian's Wall. Now I don't have to.
Nice.
That's
So
cool.
it'll be a nice sturdy stock piece, and I am very anxious to play this. So I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah. With a weight of 3.89. And Hadrian's Wall was 3.17. So like not quite a full point, but this is definitely climbing that
Yeah.
complexity scale, which I personally am super excited about for this particular game.
I'm way excited to teach this to Amara.
Yes.
Just make sure it's after 10 o'clock.
After
That we
10
decided
o'clock,
10
yes.
o'clock was the magic hour.
Here, people's brains melt in real time. Yes, it is. It's entertaining.
Yeah, I totally couldn't look up Skyrise Plays. I was way too excited about the game, so that moment's passed.
Well, one that I'm excited about. Now, the Anarchy. That's got me super. I am actually legitimately super excited about that.
Yeah.
But another one that really has caught my eye and that I'm very excited about is SETI Space Agencies. SETI's kind of a new love for us. We kind of discovered it. This was last year's game, one that a lot of people really liked. We didn't get around to it until just a month or so ago and have absolutely kind of fallen in love with it. And we love to play it. We've played it a few times now, and it's really, really good. They've got an expansion coming out for it. This is SETI Space Agencies. And it's going to introduce powerful asymmetric organizations. And when you use that magic asymmetric word, and I just love it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So when we talked, we thought that the next expansion would include more aliens, and this is definitely going the opposite way. This is giving kind of some asymmetric setup, maybe.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Let me just read.
Let me zip my lip.
In addition to these organizations, the expansion adds 3 new alien species, each
There
with
you
their
go.
own unique twists. So we are getting more alien species as well,
Yeah.
which you knew was something they had to do.
Yeah.
More of those alien species is great.
I wasn't a big fan of SETI in the first place.
The door is right there. Don't let it hit you on the way out.
No, the only reason I wasn't a big fan of it is because you guys kept playing without me. So
Oh, you haven't played this yet?
No.
Oh, yeah, you will love SETI.
I know I will. And
Didn't
that's why
you?
I'm like dying to play it.
We played this at Andy's house, or Doug's house.
Yeah,
You were
we
there.
Played it. I think it was just me, you, and Andy at my house, and then I took
that's
it.
right.
I took
You
it
weren't
to
there.
Andy's house, and it was Brad. We played it with Brad. It was me, you, Brad. And
You had the chance.
someone.
You just didn't come.
Yeah, well,
Whose fault's that?
it's probably mine.
Yeah. Thinking about school. Inexcusable.
Well, I will be happy to teach this one to you, Dave. You will like this game
Yeah,
quite a bit.
I'm
It's very
certain
good.
I will.
I might even be willing to play this game with you, Dave.
Oh,
Ooh, that's really saying something.
that is. That's like,
Does he want to play it with Andy? No.
No.
Will he play with you? Absolutely.
One time.
at least once.
At least
At least once. Yeah.
and then we'll
As long as
see.
Richie's
We'll
not
see.
there. So, Dave, take a walk with me down memory lane.
Okay.
You have played Mystery of the Abbey, right? You remember
Yes.
that?
Yes.
So Mystery of the Abbey is there's a re-release of a re-release. So it's been updated and it's been out of print, but it is coming back in stock. And so I'm hoping to get a copy of this with the updated board.
Mhm.
And Doug, this would give you a chance to play this game too, because this is great. This is a Clue-esque game where there's been a murder in the Abbey, and you are trying to deduce which of the monks is the murderer, and so you have to eliminate them. There's monks that are
You're not eliminating them. Like,
no, you're not eliminating them. No,
okay.
you're just scratching off which ones are not guilty.
Okay.
That's by eliminating. You say, okay, you're not guilty. But one of them is.
Right.
And so you're looking for characteristics. Some of those monks are bearded. Some of them are clean shaven. Some of them are bald. Some of them have hair. Some of them are tall. Some of them are short. Some are thin, fat. The 3 factions, the 3 priesthoods that they're in. And then you have to narrow that down and deduce which monk is the monk that did the other monk in.
I totally thought that Doug had played this. Who was it that we played this
I have
with?
not played Mystery of the Abbey. No.
There was a new person to the group that we just...
Was it
been a couple
Andy?
of years.
I think it might have been Andy.
It might have been Andy. I
Yeah.
didn't think it was, though, but maybe it was.
Yeah. Yep. No, we did play it with Andy.
Oh, that was actually at the old place, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, how on earth did my brain pull that out?
I don't know.
I can't remember anything that long ago.
So I'm excited for it. Should be. This is a game my wife will not play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So this is just a new, like a totally fresh coat of paint version of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I believe it's, I don't think they've updated the mechanics at all. I think it's still the core game, but just gave it a fresh coat of paint, and it's great. Yeah, this is one though that my wife was through playing, and she's like, you hide instead of in the clue, you have the pouch of who the guy is. You put the monk under the board, and my wife's like, shoves the board aside, pulls out the card, and flips it over. There, we're done. She did not like this game.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is funny, actually. So Nathan, a game that you have you introduced to us that I enjoyed. Not like a very heavy game, but I think one that was universally liked by everyone who played it. Like Lydia played it with us; she really liked it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, Cheryl liked this a lot.
Yeah, in the footsteps of Darwin. I think this is a really sharp, clean little design of a game.
Yeah.
This is getting an expansion, it's, the Correspondence expansion. And it says, in the Correspondence expansion, you will gain the support of historical figures and make fascinating new discoveries thanks to several new features for the base game. So some new features, not just more of the same. We actually got some new stuff going on. Publication tokens, classification tokens, envelope tokens, new characters such as Emma, Darwin, and Queen Victoria. So
Nice.
very cool. And I like that. So,
Yeah, there's the In Footsteps of Madame Curie.
yeah, we haven't. I haven't
We
played
haven't
that
played that.
Yeah.
But it's on the shelf somewhere.
one. Excellent.
And but yeah, we need to. Well, chances are we might play the Correspondence expansion before we play the Madame Curie expansion. But
It's a slick little design.
Yeah.
I think it's very clean. I think is just the right word. It's just it's pretty snappy and easy to play, and it's a lot of fun. It's not very heavy by any stretch, but it's a good little 30-minute game.
yeah. All right, the last one on the list here is one that I am. I'm a little excited. The board looks a little bit like the original Awari. What was the original?
Web of Power?
Yes, Web of Power. Thank you. The board looks a little boring, but you look at all the little meeples that go with it, and that spices up the game quite a bit. But this is 7 Empires, and this is a 2 to 6 player game that has a kind of a higher time limit that has me a little bit scared. So maybe it's going to be a 2-player game, but we'll check that out. And so it says 90 to 150 minutes, 3.5, not a bad score. So this is
Now here's my question for you, Nate, because this does say 7 Empires released in 2024. So what's the new announcement here? Are they bringing it overseas?
no.
I'm
I
just
think,
trying to wrap my head around this.
I think this is a U.S. release.
Okay.
The first time
Okay.
for a U.S. release. It is a 2024, so there are people that are out there that are familiar with it for sure. But yeah, this is.
It doesn't have a lot of ratings, so I don't think. I mean, it's been out, but I don't know that it's been widely distributed.
Yeah, and sometimes, yeah, it's just not widely distributed. I would be wagering to bet.
Nice.
But
Well, it
it
looks-
does
yeah, it looks interesting.
intrigue me.
Yeah.
And so we'll look forward to that and see how that goes. Sink some teeth into that.
I like it.
All right. With that, we'll turn the page to crowdfunding. All right. We have just a couple of Kickstarters.
Yeah.
Crowdfunding that we want to talk about.
Yeah. So just kind of maybe slightly returning to what we kind of teased earlier. I don't know what it is. Just lately, I have been so burned out on crowdfunding. The additional costs, the bloat, right? The extra stuff. I've had a couple of projects that have fulfilled, and I've had to write for replacement components. Stuff's come broken. Think I might be kind of out when it comes to crowdfunding. Now, this is just a personal thing. I don't think that's going to move any mountains or change anyone's mind about anything at all whatsoever. But for me, I think minus maybe a few little like a couple projects here and there, I think I'm pretty much out on crowdfunding. So I haven't really been paying that much attention to it lately. But I do think it's kind of fun to just at least kind of know what people are launching and what projects are being worked on. If you're a fan of Flamecraft, there is, of course, a Flamecraft Duels.
A dual version. Your favorites.
Yep, absolutely.
No, they just needed Flamecraft dice.
Yeah, yep. Have Flamecraft rolling, right?
Yes, can't skip that.
Nope, we've said this many times. Creating a dual version of games is definitely the trend. That is absolutely a trend that is happening right now in the industry. And so Flamecraft is getting in on that. As of this recording, by the time this drops, this campaign will be over. As of this recording, there's about 35 hours to go, and they've raised close to $1 million. So good for them. Like, that's
awesome.
great. So that's really, really good.
Don't squander it.
Right? Yep. So I don't know a whole lot about it other than it's a dual version of Flamecraft. And Flamecraft is a game I do genuinely like.
Very much enjoy Flamecraft, yes.
So definitely go and check that out. As is the case with almost all Kickstarters and crowdfunded projects, there's going to be a late pledge. It will be open. Yep. You might not get like the early bird free gift or something. I don't know, whatever they're doing.
There is a little bit of a price difference usually.
Could be. Yep. Sometimes price difference, but you can definitely get in on that if you're interested at some future point. And then for fans of Aeon's End, which is a game that I enjoy and have played many times in the past, just the base game of it.
Well, don't tell Dave. I actually have 2 legacy versions of that need to be played.
Oh, nice. I would like to play.
We need to finish my legacy version.
Yeah, I think we have like 2 games left in that. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Anyway, this is Aeon's End Beyond the Breach, and this is over on Gamefound.
Now, this one, this is the only place that you're going to be able to get this version of Aeon's End. It will not go to distributing afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, if you do not Kickstart it, if you do not Gamefound it, if you do not crowdfund it, it will not be in your collection. You will not be able to find it. I mean, you'll probably get it someplace like,
right.
What's the...
I can't think.
Game Steward?
Game Steward. Yep. Aftermarket.
Places like that pick up things like this. So, I mean, you might find it round and about, but the only way that it will not be widely distributed. So,
yep.
But anyways, that wraps up the crowdfunding.
Yeah. 11 days left on that one. So I think when this episode drops, that'll put it at, you'll have a day or 2, I think.
Yeah.
So
jump on it real quick.
Yep. Jump on it fast. So.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Put a bow on that, and we're done. Dave doesn't know where to look.
I know.
Until next time.
We'll see you at the game table with something new and exciting. Tell us all about it at meeplenation@gmail.com at the game table.
Thank you for listening and being a part of Meeple Nation. If you would be so kind as to follow, subscribe, share, and rate or review this podcast, it really helps to spread the fun. You can be more involved in supporting the podcast by joining the nation at patreon.com/MeepleNation, or you can find a link at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. And while you're there, look at all our extra content. There are links to all our past episodes, a wide variety of blogs, pictures from our Instagram feed, and bios for all the hosts and our awesome bloggers. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all under Meeple Nation. If you would like to chat with the hosts or other members of the nation, you can join our Facebook group, Meeple Nation Off Air. We hope to see you again at a game night, a con, or maybe a suspense-driven evening of Werewolf. Thank you for listening and supporting Meeple Nation, and stay tuned for next week's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We very much want to thank our patrons who help keep the podcast running. I personally want to thank my co-hosts for all the help they provide with both content here on the podcast, in addition to what we have available on our website. Without them, the podcast would not happen. If you too would like to support the podcast, you can join the nation at patreon.com/Meeple_nation. Or you can find a link to Patreon at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. If you have any questions, comments, or games you feel should be on our radar, you can always reach us at meeplenation@gmail.com. We can't wait to hear from you. I am grateful to Doug and Andy who helped me edit episodes, and I want to thank James and Kim Clark who do the editing on our blogs and on our webpage, which can be found at meeplenation.com. We want to thank Brain Detergent for our music. If you want to find more from him, you can follow his links that can be found on our webpage, or simply search for Brain Detergent on YouTube to find more of his tracks. Thank you again for listening and being part of the Meeple Nation community.